Hello and a very warm welcome. I am Gushin Garland and you're watching Firstpost. In the next few minutes, I get you the top 50 updates from around the world, only here on Fast and Factual. Let's get started. India's Election Commission has announced the schedule for polls in the Delhi Legislative Assembly. The election in the national capital will take place on February 5th and the votes will be counted on February 8th. This time, the election will witness a three-cornered fight between the Bharatiya Janata Party, Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party. Aam Aadmi Party will aim to win the polls for a third time in a row. Continuing with India, it has confirmed 7 cases of the human metapneumovirus or the HMPV in the states of Karnataka, Gujarat and Maharashtra. The virus primarily attacks the respiratory system, showing symptoms like sore throat, fever, nasal congestion and cough. Severe infections can lead to conditions like pneumonia or bronchitis, especially in infants and older adults. HMPV is more active during the late winter and spring seasons. Now moving north, an earthquake of magnitude 7.1 hit the Tibet region near the Nepalese border earlier today. At least 95 people have been reported dead. Tingri County near the Shigatse city was identified as the epicenter of the quake. According to reports, region's power and water supply was also cut off following the earthquake. Meanwhile, tremors were also felt in neighboring Nepal, Bhutan and northern India. Now moving to North America, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has announced his resignation after 9 years in power. The Prime Minister will remain in office until the Liberal Party appoints a new leader. The Canadian Parliament will also remain suspended until March 24th. Trudeau's support within the ruling party started to decline last year due to increasing public dissatisfaction over the rising living costs. In the United States, soon after Trudeau stepped down, President-elect Donald Trump reiterated his stance and declared that Canada should be merged with US and become America's 51st state. Trump said Canada would be secure from the threat of Russian and Chinese ships by which they are constantly surrounded. He also said that there would be no tariffs if Canada merged with the United States. A New York court has rejected President-elect Donald Trump's appeal to delay his sentencing in the hush money case. The judge ruled that the sentencing will be announced this Friday as decided earlier. He also dismissed Trump's attorney argument to end the case. Trump was convicted last year of 34 felony counts for falsifying business records to hide that he paid $130,000 to an adult film actor. Outgoing U.S. President-elect Joe Biden met Venezuelan opposition leader Edmundo Gonzalez. Both the leaders discussed ways to restore democracy in Venezuela. Gonzalez has been recognized as Venezuela's president-elect by United States and several other nations. But the Venezuelan electoral authorities declared current President Nicolas Maduro the winner shortly after the July 28th vote. He is set to sworn in on January 10th. The United States has recorded its first human death from bird flu in Louisiana state. Authorities stated that the patient was having underlying medical conditions. The 65-year-old patient was hospitalized since mid-December. The patient showed no evidence of human transmission in the state. Last year, the U.S. authorities recorded 66 cases of bird flu in humans. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has accused Argentine government of being involved in violent plans against Venezuela on Monday. He alleged that the Argentine government had plans to kill Vice President Delcy Rodriguez. Venezuela had also detained Argentina's officer Nahuel Gallo, alleging his involvement in December. In Europe, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Russia has suffered heavy losses due to the last 5 months of its fighting against Ukrainian forces in southern Russia's Kursk region. Zelensky suggested that the Russian army suffered at least 38,000 casualties in Kursk, out of which at least 15,000 soldiers were killed. In West Asia, Yemen-based Houthis said they had struck U.S. and Israeli targets on Monday. A Houthi spokesperson said they targeted the American aircraft carrier USS Harry Truman in north of Red Sea. Houthis also stated that the U.S. was attempting to attack Yemen, a mission that they foiled. Houthis also claimed to attack military facilities in the Israeli cities of Jaffa and Ashkelon. At least 3 Israelis died in a mass shooting incident in West Bank on Monday. 8 others sustained injuries after gunmen opened fire on a bus and other vehicles. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also vowed to punish the murderers and said, quote-unquote, no one will be spared. The Israeli military stated that a search was underway to find those involved in the attack. At least 10 gunmen were killed after security forces clashed with them in the Guanajuato city of Mexico on Monday. At least 3 police officers also sustained injuries. The encounter took place during a joint patrol by police and the military in the Uriria municipality. A dozen firearms were seized along with stolen vehicles and ballistic vests. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un said the new hypersonic missile system will help the country to tackle its Pacific rivals. He said this after country test fired a ballistic missile toward the East Sea on Monday. The launch also used a new and effective method for the missile's guidance control system. The North Korean leader described it as a plan and effort for self-defense. In climate news, northern China recorded its coldest temperatures of the winter. In some areas, the temperature went below -40 degrees Celsius. The Inner Mongolia region reported extreme conditions, including temperatures of -44 degrees Celsius in Alongshan. Fog enveloped towns like Yitulihe and Mangui, reducing visibility and covering vehicles and pedestrians in frost. The first major winter storm of the year brought heavy snow to the U.S. Midwest and Mid-Atlantic. It caused widespread disruptions. Washington, D.C. experienced up to 5 inches of snow, while surrounding areas in Maryland and Virginia saw snow accumulating of 8 inches. The storm forced the closure of federal offices and public schools and left over 330,000 homes and businesses without power. Northern England faced severe travel disruptions due to snowfall and flooding. Major roads and railway lines in northern and central England were affected, and airports such as Manchester and Liverpool temporarily closed their runways due to heavy snow. UK's Environment Agency said flooding was expected at over 150 locations due to rain and melting snow. Continuing with the UK, severe flooding struck Leicester City in the United Kingdom, prompting authorities to intervene. This happened after heavy rains and melting snow inundated fields, homes and roads. Over 200 emergency calls were reported as residents sought help in navigating floodwaters. Further westward to the United Kingdom, Saudi Arabia's Mecca city has been inundated by floods following torrential rainfall. The water transformed streets into gushing rivers with vehicles floating on it. Residents were seen navigating through knee-deep water levels. Saudi Arabia's meteorological department issued a red alert for Mecca, Medina and Jeddah. The Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation, a vital ocean current regulating Earth's climate, is under close observation by scientists amid fears it could slow or collapse. Such a scenario would have catastrophic effects. And it includes extreme weather patterns and altered global temperatures. On to business and tech news now. The U.S. Defense Department added Tencent and CATL to a list of firms linked to China's military. Tencent, a gaming and social media giant, called the decision a mistake. Following the U.S. decision, Tencent's shares nosedived nearly 10%. CATL, the biggest EV battery maker, also denied the claim and saw its shares drop by 5%. Japanese steelmaker Nippon Steel says it remains committed to expanding operations in the U.S. The company filed a lawsuit accusing President Joe Biden of unlawfully blocking its $14.9 billion bid for U.S. steel. Nippon Steel claims Biden interfered with the National Security Review process by the U.S. Investment Committee. The lawsuit alleges this violated the company's rights to a fair and unbiased review. Worldwide fast food giant McDonald's is ending its diversity goals for corporate leadership due to legal concerns in the U.S. The company is moving away from some diversity, equity and inclusion practices under growing conservative pressure. McDonald's will now no longer require suppliers to commit to DEI initiatives. Its diversity team will now be renamed the Global Inclusion Team. Oil giant ExxonMobil filed a lawsuit against California's Attorney General Rob Bonta. The lawsuit accuses him of defaming Exxon's advanced plastics recycling initiatives. This action shows Exxon's increasing resistance to lawsuit, accusing it of contributing to climate change. Exxon seeks undisclosed damages, claiming the Attorney General is aligned with its competitors. Meta has added 3 new board members. They are UFC CEO Dana White, Exxon CEO John Elkann, and investor Charlie Songhurst. CEO Mark Zuckerberg says they'll help focus on AI, wearables, and future tech. Dana White is known for leading UFC, a global mixed martial arts organization, and Elkann runs an European investment firm, Exxon. Entertainment giant Walt Disney is merging its live TV streaming service Hulu plus Live TV with sports-focused streaming platform Fubo TV. The new service will become the second biggest internet pay TV company in North America, behind YouTube TV. Despite Fubo TV's struggles last year, its shares jumped over 200% after the announcement. Disney will hold a 70% stake in the new company, with Fubo TV CEO David Gandler leading the venture. Toyota is investing $44 million in Japanese rocket startup Interstellar Technologies. The startup aims to mass-produce lightweight rockets for the commercial space industry. Toyota's subsidiary Woven by Toyota is leading the investment. Toyota will also gain a seat on Interstellar's executive board as part of this project. NVIDIA announced new gaming chips using advanced AI technology from data centers. The RTX 50 series chips cost between $549 to about $2,000. The top models of the chip will roll out on January 30, and the low-end chips will be out in February. These chips will help game developers create more realistic human faces. Samsung showcasted its AI-powered home devices at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. The company announced its home robot, Balili, will be available from the first half of 2025. The price was not disclosed. Bailey includes artificial intelligence and a camera for better functionality. The robot can send video updates, project videos, play music, and answer calls. Britain will make creating and sharing sexually explicit deepfakes a criminal offence. Deepfakes use artificial intelligence to alter images or videos to look like someone else. Perpetrators will face charges for both creating and sharing such content. Offenders could be sent behind bars for at least 2 years. Moving to sports, and we start with cricket. England's cricket board, or the ECB, have been asked to boycott the Champions Trophy match against Afghanistan. A group of 160 politicians have written to the ECB to cancel England's February 26 clash against Afghanistan. The demand comes over repression of women's rights in Taliban-ruled Afghanistan. In response to the letter, the ECB has urged action from the global cricket body ICC. South Africa beat Pakistan by 10 wickets in second and final test match of this series. On day 4, South Africa were chasing a low target of 59 runs. The hosts chased down the target in just 43 balls. South Africa also won the series 2-0 with the latest win. Protea skipper Tembu Bavuma achieved record equalizing 8th win as Test captain. Over in women's cricket, Smriti Mandhana will lead the Indian squad in one-day international series against Ireland. This comes as captain Harmanpreet Kaur was rested for the 3-match series over injury concerns. Star bowler Renuka Singh was also being rested for the series. India will play a 3-match ODI series against Ireland starting January 10th. In football, Nottingham Forest beat Wolverhampton Wanderers 3-0 in the Premier League. Morgan Gibbs-White scored the opening goal in the 7th minute. Nottingham Forest closed the first half with a 2-0 lead after Chris Wood's 44th minute goal. The Wolves struggled to gain control as an extra time winning goal sealed the game for the Nottingham Forest. West Ham have reportedly asked Graham Potter to be their new manager. According to reports, Potter held talks with West Ham's largest shareholder yesterday, and he is currently deciding whether to accept the offer or not. This comes as West Ham seeks to replace the current manager, Julian Lopetegui, due to the club's poor performance. Manchester United are reportedly pushing to sign Brentford's right-winger Brian Mbeumo. Reports in the Spanish media said that the Red Devils are willing to pay over $52 million to secure Mbeumo. The reports added that the 27-year-old is seen as solution to the offensive problems of Manchester United. In tennis, a campaign group in London launched legal action to stop Wimbledon's plan to build 39 new tennis courts. A High Court judge will now assess the legal challenge. The process is expected to take few months, with a review likely in 2026. Former women's world number one Naomi Osaka announced the end of relationship with rapper Cordae. In a social media post, Osaka described Cordae as a great person and an awesome dad. Osaka and Cordae became parents to a daughter in July 2023. The announcement comes just a week before Osaka's Australian Open campaign. In badminton, Indian women's double pair Teresa Jolly and Gayatri Gopichand won their opening match at Malaysia Open. The six-seeded Indian duo beat a Thai pair in straight sets 21-10, 21-10. The match lasted just 30 minutes. With this win, the Indian pair has advanced to the rounds of 16 at the Malaysia Open. In Formula One, Aston Martin signed a long-term deal with the forex broker Pepperstone. Pepperstone will be Aston Martin's global forex and trading partner. In a statement, Pepperstone said that their partnership with Aston Martin will begin at the Australian Grand Prix in March this year. Now moving to the world of showbiz. Hollywood's favorite couple, Zendaya and Tom Holland, are engaged. Reports said that Holland proposed during the holidays in a private, intimate setting at Zendaya's family home. The actor debuted her dazzling diamond ring at the 2025 Golden Globes, sending fans into a frenzy. The 5.2-carat Jessica McCormack ring became the talk of the event. The 82nd Golden Globe ceremony saw a 7% boost in viewership. According to reports, 10.1 million people viewed the event on CBS. Hosted by comedian Joe Coy, this year's telecast marked the second consecutive year on CBS. This is after Paramount Global took over the rights to the awards from NBC. The Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences has unveiled the list of 323 films eligible for the 97th Academy Awards. 207 contenders are in the race for the Best Picture awards. Titles such as Anora, The Brutalist and Conclave are among the major contenders. To qualify, films must meet theoretical run requirements in key US markets and adhere to the Academy's diversity standards. Voting for nominations begins Wednesday. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars' duet Die With A Smile has reached number 1 of the Billboard Hot 100 after a 20-week climb. The song, nominated for multiple Grammy Awards, recorded over 59 million radio impressions and 27 million streams, thus making it Gaga's 6th chart topper and Mars' 9th. Jennifer Lopez will reportedly revert to her maiden name, Lopez, post her divorce from Ben Affleck. She has changed her surname to Affleck earlier. The couple, who married in Las Vegas in 2022, had been separated since April 2024. Despite their split, they have maintained a cordial relationship, often attending family events together. Pamela Anderson shared a harrowing anecdote on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. She recalled a time when a man attempted to attack her on a plane, mistaking her for a member of the country music trio The Chicks. The man, fueled by anger over political comments made by the band in 2003, had to be restrained by flight attendants and handcuffed. The incident left the actor shaken and wary of flying for some time. Florence Pugh opened up on a podcast about the emotional challenges she faced while filming Midsommar. The actor described the experience as self-abuse, pushing herself to extreme mental and emotional limits to portray the grief-stricken protagonist. While proud of her performance, Florence admitted that the role taught her the importance of setting boundaries as an actor. Sony has confirmed that the highly anticipated second season of HBO's The Last of Us will be debuted in April 2025. Additionally, Sony revealed plans to adapt the popular video game Horizon Zero Dawn into a movie. Initially conceived as a Netflix series, the project will now be developed by Columbia Pictures and PlayStation Productions. Sony has unveiled plans for an anime adaptation of its hit video game Ghost of Tsushima. It is set to premiere on Crunchyroll in 2027. The series will bring the game's samurai-inspired visuals to life with cinematic storytelling produced in collaboration with Aniplex and animated by Kamikaze Duga. The series will explore the game's legendary Japanese warrior aesthetics and the cooperative multiplayer elements of Ghost of Tsushima Legends. And finally, Peacock has announced plans to bring NBC's fantasy drama Grimm back as a feature film. The reboot will feature executive producers from the original series, while plot details and casting remain under the wraps. The movie will revisit the world of Western mythological AI creatures that coexist with humans. The series ran from 2011 to 2017. And that's all for today. Thank you for joining us. I am Gushin Galan and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Stay informed and stay tuned to Firstpost.
It's over! He's done it again! Unbelievable!
Oh, straight into the roof of the net.
Nice one.
Straight down the middle. So
Hello and welcome. It's a start to yet another week here of First Sports. I'm Rupa Ramani. Let's get the show started. Right on the show today, India lose the Border Gavaskar Trophy to Australia. They will not make it to that World Test Championship final. The skeletons are all falling out of the closet. Where has India gone wrong? Is there a superstar culture in cricket in the country? And is that growing at the cost of team culture? Also a spotlight again on Virat Kohli. He decided to get down to some antics again on the last day of the last test, where he taunted the Aussie spectators on the sandpaper gate. Critics and commentators, including a close friend in the cricket fraternity, are all telling him to stop. The performances have not come through. The noise for him to give up test cricket is only getting louder. And FIDE is now being accused of being run by Russia. This comes at a time when Magnus Carlsen and chess's governing body are at loggerheads over GeneGate and the cheating allegations that Carlsen seems to be caught in. All of that heading your way. But first, we'll take a look at the headlines in Sports 360. Starting with cricket, New Zealand registered a 9-wicket win over Sri Lanka in the first of the 3-match ODI series put into bat first. Sri Lanka were bowled out for 178.